Hello guys, welcome to Kent Kim's AP English. We are going to read Matthew Arnold, The Function of Criticism at the Current Time. It has long seemed to me that the burst of creative activity in our literature through the first quarter of this century had about, and in fact, something premature, and that from this cause its productions are doomed, most of them, in spite of the sanguine hopes which accompanied and do still accompany them, to prove hardly more lasting than the productions of far less splendid epochs. And this prematureness comes from its having proceeded without having its proper data, without sufficient materials to work with. In other words, the English poetry of the first quarter of this century, with plenty of energy, plenty of creative force, did not know enough. This makes Byron so empty of matter, Shelley so incoherent, Wordsworth, even profound as he is, yet so wanting in completeness and variety. Wordsworth cared little for books and disparaged Goethe. I admire Wordsworth as he is so much that I cannot wish him different, and it is vain, no doubt, to imagine such a man different from what he is, to suppose that he could have been different. But surely the one thing wanting to make Wordsworth an even greater poet than he is, his thought richer and his influence of wider application, was that he should have read more books, among them, no doubt, those of that Goethe, whom he disparaged without reading him. But to speak of books and reading may easily lead to a misunderstanding here. It was not really books and reading that lacked to our poetry at this epoch. Shelley had plenty of reading, Coleridge had immense reading, Pindar and Sophocles, as we all say so glibly, and often with so little discernment of the real import of what we are saying, had not many books. Shakespeare was no deep reader, true, but in the Greece of Pindar and Sophocles, in the England of Shakespeare, the poet lived in a current of ideas in the highest degree animating and nourishing to the creative power. Society was, in the fullest measure, permeated by fresh thought, intelligent and alive. And this state of things is a true basis for the creative power's exercise. In this, it finds its data, its materials, truly ready for its hand. All the books and reading in the world are only valuable as they are helps to this. Even when this does not actually exist, books and reading may enable a man to construct a kind of semblance of it in his own mind, a world of knowledge and intelligence in which he may live and work. This is by no means an equivalent to the artist, for the nationality diffused life and thought of the epochs of Sophocles or Shakespeare. But besides that, it may be a means of preparation for such epochs. It does really constitute, if many share in it, a quickening and sustaining atmosphere of great value. Such an atmosphere, the many-sided learning and the long and widely combined critical effort of Germany formed for Goethe. When he lived and worked, there was no national glow of life and thought there as in the Athens of Pericles or the England of Elizabeth. That was the poet's weakness, but there was a sort of equivalent for it in the complete culture and unfettered thinking of a large body of Germans. That was his strength. In the England of the first quarter of this century, there was neither a national glow of life and thought, such as we had in the age of Elizabeth, nor yet a culture and a force of learning and criticism such as were to be found in Germany. Therefore, the creative power of poetry wanted, for success in the highest sense, materials and a basis. A thorough interpretation of the world was necessarily denied to it.